what qualifies as domestic violence in Alabama? It's a big question because pretty much anything that can either physically harm you or can place you in reasonable fear that you're going to be physically harmed can be considered an act of domestic violence. Whether it is an assault that physically happens to you, or even other things get termed as domestic violence in a family court or in even municipal court, where, for instance, if you're harassing somebody by text, that can be considered domestic violence harassment. And you wouldn't think of texting somebody repeatedly as domestic violence, but under the code, it could be considered domestic violence third harassment. And so you got to be very careful because domestic violence can be a wide range of things. We commonly think of domestic violence as a physical act of aggression against somebody you've been involved in a relationship with or somebody you're a family member of, because a domestic violence incident is not always just a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend or somebody you've been in a physical relationship with. It can be a grandparent, it can be a child, it can be any of a number of people who you have a family relationship with. And so domestic violence can be a kind of a broad topic, but generally speaking, most of the time, it's going to be an act of physical aggression against somebody you have a family or a personal relationship with from a romantic standpoint. So depending on the county where you live, the process could be a little different about how you actually would file to ask the court to give you what we commonly call a PFA, or an order of protection from abuse. How does it happen? Most counties, you're going to go to the sheriff's office and talk to the investigations, and they'll help you fill out some paperwork. Some of the larger counties have domestic violence advocates there in the district attorney's office who would actually work through the paperwork with you. A good place to start is the sheriff's office, because if it's not the sheriff, they can tell you to go to the district attorney, or they can tell you to go to the circuit clerk's office, because any of the three of those can be a place that someone would start in various counties in Alabama. There's going to be a petition that you're going to fill out that someone will usually be able to help you fill out. That'll get submitted to the judge, and you may even leave the courthouse that same day with an emergency or an ex parte order of protection.